What's next? What's next? Whose tea party? Berncastle has received an invitation to a tea party. Just who sent this? Well, let's enter the forest and find out together. Do you know of the tidings the wind brings? The wind is truly carrying them along and whispering in our ears. How are you, Berncastle?
Who is this from, I wonder?
I don't know. I'm hosting a wonderful tea party. Please do participate.
Whose tea party? I see. That's the mystery.
I see. Who on earth is this invitation from? But since she's inviting a witch, she surely must also be a witch herself. How interesting. I'll go along with it. But as long as it distracts you from my boredom for a short time.
That's such a power move, sending out an invitation to people and not saying who you are or where the thing is.
Right? How do you get that? Be aware that this is happening. Okay?
Come over for coffee sometime. You'll know.
You'll know. She was guided by the wind. What Berncastle came to was a dense and gloomy forest. If someone were killed in this forest, no matter how much they scream, no one would be able to hear them. The perfect forest for a witch's tea party. In the entrance to the forest, there was a large stump, carved in the shape of a chair, as well as a small sign. Welcome to the witch's tea party! You surely must be tired from your long journey. Please take a rest in the stump. Berncastle stared at the stump of a chair and then spoke. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to accidentally click off the thing real quick. If I sit on this, I'll be caught in a trap and bound by chains or something of the sort, right? A cherry pie or something will come falling from above, and I'll be made into a laughing stock. That must be the plan. That was close. That was close. Berncastle was nearly made into the tea party's entertainment instead of its guest. She continued down the forest path. There she found a raspberry thicket and a small table placed in front of it. Raspberry juice was placed atop it. You must be thirsty. Hey, you must be thirsty. Go ahead and drink this. Come on, drink it. Drink it.
Are we assuming that it's from Lambda?
Drink it, Bern. Come on. Berncastle stared at the glass of juice and then spoke. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, that must be poisoned. So when I drink this, my stomach will break down and I'll be made into a laughing stock. That must be the plan, right? Yeah, do you want to read them in Lambda voice?
Sure.
Yeah.
It'll be funny when it's not, but I will.
That was close. That was close. Berncastle had seen through another trap. As she made her way through the forest and all the places she went to, various traps awaited Berncastle.
Please eat this. It's a delicious acacia fruit.
There's no way I would fall for that.
Eat it.
Anyway, it's obviously poisoned.
Won't you play around a bit? Here's a fun swing entwined with ivy.
There is no way I would fall for that. Anyway, it's obviously a trap. I could see through it. Eventually, in the deepest part of the forest, she encountered a house made of candy.
You have truly done well. Please knock and enter.
I wonder who the host of this ridiculous tea party is. I do hope they at least bestow me with a look at their face. Oh, that's right. This house might be a trap too, huh? I'll have to be careful. Berncastle hid her breathing and stealthily peeked inside the house. Inside, Lambda, Delta, and Featherine were drinking tea and having a friendly chat.
Bern will come.
She has an even more deeply skeptical nature than a cat. She will suspect this is a trap and turn back on the way here. It seemed as though the two of them were arguing over whether Berncastle would come or not.
Bern will certainly come. I swear it is the Witch of Certainty. And there's no way she'd be afraid of traps. Whether it's chairs or drinks or snacks. So that she'll enjoy this tea party in the forest, I've come up with plenty of plans to welcome her. Bern will enjoy herself and make her way here.
Let's see, I wonder about that. I have known her well since she was a Miko. She is far more clumsy, stupid, and easily frightened than you think. It's really funny hearing Feathery talk about Burn.
Yeah.
Like the actual little shit cat she is. Her heart is not big enough to understand your plan.
That was back when you were around, wasn't it? She's different now. Ever since she started playing with me, she's become more open. She's different than she used to be.
I wonder about that. No matter how much you feed it, a stray cat will never become attached. This tea party shall remain for the two of us alone.
She'll come. Burn will certainly come. The Witch of Certainty swears it.
She will not. She will not. She definitely will not come. I shall swear it as the Witch of Theatre going.
She'll come. She's changed since she started playing with me.
I do wonder whether or not I should take that wrapper away from her at some point.
What?
Because Lambda Delta is just like a little piece of candy that Burn keep. Right? Not candy. It's, what is it specifically?
What?
What do you mean, what?
What do you... what?
What are you talking about?
I don't understand what you're saying.
How? I'm talking about what Lambda Delta is meant to represent. Is it Conpeto? Is that it?
Conpeto is a candy.
Yeah, she's a little piece of She's a little piece of candy that Bird the cat fucks around with.
Huh. I hadn't thought of that.
Oh. Now you have. Has it been that long since we finished DP8? I didn't think it was that long.
No, I hadn't thought of that then either.
Oh. If I'm wrong, feel free to light me up in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure that's what it said. Bird went back along the forest path at a quick pace. Was it because she had realized it was a trap and turned back? It seemed like something different. It's because Aurora said I definitely wouldn't come. I feel like doing it out of spite. Last thing I'd want to do is be what that bitch expects. Yeah, that's the only reason. I have absolutely no intention of doing it to honor Lambda's foolishness.
She loves me for my foolishness.
I don't think that's what it is. Burn muttered that to herself, but rapidly retraced her steps along the path. Since she intended to participate in the tea party, why was she going back? There she came across the entrance of the forest. A stump of a chair and a small sign. You know what? Yeah, I really am exhausted from walking so much. I'll take you up on that offer. Burn sat down on the stump chair. She had taken a very roundabout way of doing it. But still, it seemed like she had finally participated in Lambda Delta's tea party.
See, I caught Burn. I certainly knew I'd be able to catch her.
Oh, you, who I thought were as deeply skeptical as a cat. To think you were caught by a trap of this level. You don't disappoint... No, you really don't let me get bored, do you? That's right, I really have changed. Thanks to Lambda, I've become incredibly stupid.
Just like me. We're twinsies now.
Please don't refer to me like that. What? Burncastle on top of the stump chair was wrapped in thick change as a cheesecake came tumbling onto her head. It stuck on top of her head, almost like a hat. A trap had been set so that this would happen to whoever sat on the stump.
Did you enjoy it? My entertainment.
It was passable. This had been a plum jam pie instead of a cheesecake. I would have given you a perfect score.
Oh no, the cheesecake suits you perfectly. It truly matches well with your hair.
Natto and an Okara Jambana would probably suit your head best now, Aurora. Oh, that's... Now that Burncastle had arrived, the fun of Witch's Tea Party had finally begun. Well, that was delightful. Anyway, this washes out, right? I have to, lick everywhere. It's going to take a while.
Okay, now that Burn's here, let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill. Burn, you go first, and I volunteer myself for all three.
Oh, why? Valentine's Day letters. Valentine's Day letters have arrived for Battler. Each contains a heartfelt message. Awesome. I apologize for disturbing you, Battler-sama. I've held on to these Valentine's letters from everyone. Oh, is that so? Let me see.
Whoa!
Oh! What?
I guess you click on that square.
I found him. I found them all. Let's start here. To our magnificent and stunning territory lord. As furniture, nothing pleases me more than working for your majesty and gradually gaining your trust. However, do you think it's above a furniture station to wish for trust even greater than this? I am minimum of greed, after all. I'm a covetous furniture who wishes to be the only woman reflected in your eyes. From the fifth eldest of the seven sisters of purgatory, Mammon, offering her love and desiring yours. Hey! To His Majesty, the Territory Lord and the Master of the Game Board. I thought that your Majesty deserved only the best chocolate, so I taste-tested countless varieties in search of the greatest chocolate delicacy. From the sixth eldest to the seven sisters of Purgatory, Beelzebub, with love and cocoa. P.S. The greatest chocolate was truly amazing, and after tasting it, I couldn't just help myself, so I ate the whole thing. So the chocolate I've sent here is the second most delicious variety, okay? Sorry.
Yeah, I was imagining it would arrive with no chocolate at all because she just ate it.
To His Majesty, the Territory Lord and the Master of the Game Board. I had melted my heart into this chocolate for you. In fact, had it been possible, I would have wanted to become your Majesty's chocolate myself. Because in that case, when your Majesty would have eaten me, I could have entered your mouth and lolled around on your soft, warm tongue, filling your mouth with ample pleasure. From the youngest of the seven sisters of Purgatory, Asmodeus, with love, passion, and melancholy. Don't ask me where I found the melancholy. It's a type of fruit, right? To His Majesty, the Territory Lord, and the Master of us seven sisters. My worthless sisters have undoubtedly included some shameless letters along with chocolates they sent you. However, my sisters aren't at fault for this. All the blame lies with me and my sorely lacking guidance. My humblest apologies. If anyone's to be reprimanded, it should be me, prepared to receive any and all criticism. From the third eldest of the seven sisters of Purgatory, Satan, with love and apologies. Hey! To His Majesty, the Territory Lord, and the Master of the Game Board. I have given chocolate to many men, but all of it has been demonic chocolate designed to drive helpless men sink further and further into their sloth year after year. Your Majesty, however, kept tirelessly improving himself. The Valentine's chocolate I'm offering you is not hiding a trap of sloth, but my heartfelt feelings. Promise. Pretty promise. The fourth eldest of the seven sisters of Purgatory, Belphegor. Love and respect. Oh. To His Majesty, the Territory Lord and the Master of the Game Board. On account of Valentine's Day and as the representative of the seven sisters of Purgatory, I hereby present an offering of chocolate, as well as an oath of our eternal allegiance. From the eldest of the seven sisters of Purgatory, Lucifer, with love and loyalty. P.S. Given your order, I would be honored to become a chair, a candlestand, cat, carpet, furniture, or even a slave for your sake. My lord, please use this lowly piece of furniture however you wish. To the Territory Lord, who probably already received a ton of chocolate from the others. Although my chocolate may be only one of the many that you've received, I still spent all possible effort to pour my heart into making it, so... But even if my chocolate is just an insignificant part of a huge pile, that's fine. Just hope that among the countless loving eyes gazing at you, you won't forget the ruby-colored pear that would so easily fly into a jealous rage. From the second eldest of the seven sisters of Purgatory, Leviathan, with love and jealousy. Won't stab you, probably. Don't worry about it. Oh, I feel like a bad person. Oh, there's still many more letters.
Oh no!
Oh no!
It really is everybody.
It really is everyone. That's why there's the save prompt there.
I see. Well, we're doing it.
We're doing it. We're doing it. You're all of the.
I guess so. Have we ever had a voice for the one on the right though?
We never did. Because
To His Majesty, the Territory Lord of Fragment Number, whatever. From the 4096th Infantry of the Chester Sisters Imperial Guards. The purpose of this letter is to not only celebrate Valentine's Day, but also express my deep respect and affection for your Majesty. The enclosed chocolate has passed the inspection of the medical team of the Imperial Guards. Please enjoy it at ease. Chester 00.
Oh. Ah! And
What kind of voice should she have?
I don't know, something unexpected? Hey, to His Majesty, the Territory Lord of Fragment number whatever, from the 4096th Infantry, the Chester Sister Imperial Guards. Hope my feelings of gratitude and accompanied chocolate reach you well. As you have, please allow the Chester Sister Imperial Guards to remain in your thoughts. There are only girls in the Imperial Guard, so this custom is new to me, but have I followed proper Valentine's Day etiquette with my letter? If you find the time to let me know, thank you very much in advance. Chester 556. Postscript. The fortune slip I pulled at the shrine the other day said I was in for terrible luck. I should probably take care of my next mission, huh? Oh no. Oh no. She did nothing wrong. Yeah.
To His Majesty, the Territory Lord of Fragment number whatever it is, from the 4096th Infantry of the Chester Sisters Imperial Guards. Friendship chocolate that gets scattered around to everyone is like the Valentine's shotgun. True love chocolate that strikes with perfect accuracy is like the Valentine's sniper rifle. The chocolate that I sent to you, which one do you think it is, nya? Chester 420, nya.
I love the really puerile joke of calling her Chester 420 and how we can't not do it now. It's established. It's canon.
To His Majesty, the Territory Lord of Fragment number whatever it is, from the 4096th Infantry of the Chester Sisters Imperial Guards. Thank you very much for everything. I actually wanted to send you handmade chocolate, but because of the chocolate terrorism incident last year, there was a ban on putting handmade chocolate in the mail this year.
Was there?
Yeah, we saw the chocolate terrorism incident.
Oh, you're right. We did. We did.
I've put my heart into choosing the chocolate most suitable for your Majesty's tastes. It would be my honor if you found it satisfactory. Chester 45.
Oh god, there's gonna be more, huh?
Yeah.
Later. I got to do a thing. Isn't it so cool?
A.
In celebration of St. Valentine's Day, and to express my gratitude, I am sending you this chocolate. Rather than sending, I'd much prefer to be receiving chocolate on Valentine's Day. I like chocolate a lot. Because I am a kid, a literal child. Hot chocolate, however, that I hate. Because I keep spilling it. It is too difficult to wash off. Whenever I run my letters by Gertrude, she keeps telling me to rewrite them many times over. It is really annoying. This year, I'm sending this letter in secret before Gertrude finds out. Head Inquisitor of Heresy, Delanoray Knox.
So what was funny there, because you can see the Japanese in the background now. So
Yep.
It was doing her thing where everything ends with des, right?
Mhm. Yep.
But it did it even for her signature, which didn't carry over in the translation.
Oh, no.
Even when signing out her own name, she did it.
Oh, that's really good.
Dear sir, if I may... Whoop, I bumped the mic. Let's start that over.
Let's try that again.
Dear sir, if I may humbly state, during this cold season with the first signs of springtime only just beginning to approach us, know that huddling inside a kotatsu is a most blissful experience. Owing to the chocolate terrorism incident last year, a great number of sympathizers seeking to overthrow this event out of jealousy have since risen. A notice regarding this criminal activity has already been issued. As a defender of the law, I shall endeavor to engage in my duties with ever-growing enthusiasm. Aid Cornelia. For your information, Inquisitors of Heresy are required to utilize court language even when writing letters. Should any difficulties arise upon reading, I offer my sincerest apologies.
Should any difficulties arise upon reading, skill issue.
Dear sir, lately the cold weather has been ever increasing in its intensity. I presume that your majesty has been holding on to good health. In celebration of St. Valentine's Day, allow me to send you this chocolate expressing my most humble respect and admiration. Senior Aide Gertrude. P.S. I recently started raising a cat. It's very cute. I was wondering, is Your Majesty more of a cat person or dog person?
Aw, Gertrude with a cat.
Hey!
It's finally time for the stars of the show. Just crowding in there.
It's St. Valentine's Day. Have you been enjoying yourself so far? I certainly have. No surprises there. After all, today is the day when it's all right to hunt down late-blooming boys with the sweet poison of chocolate. I never let escape any prey I've set my eyes on. That's right. This chocolate here isn't just any old Valentine's chocolate. Who knows? Perhaps I'm warning you about a crime that's about to occur. There's a hesitant wanderer lost in the meadows of love. You. Try your best to avoid being bitten by me. The hunter of love, Zepar. It's St. Valentine's Day. Have you been doing all right lately? There's no day when chocolate melts as sweetly in your mouth as it does today. Please, no matter how small a piece of chocolate you may be eating, remember to savor the feelings packed in it to the fullest. Now, that chocolate you received, do you still think it's just simple friendship chocolate? If you'd say it's something more, you've come to understand the heart of a girl who can't hide her blushing face. All of my chocolates are, naturally, confessions of true love. For you show-offs with your big talk about not needing love or women, I'll give you a body that can't live without love anymore, so be prepared. The trainer of love, Zepar. The cool thing about having arbitrary genders is you have to give us chocolates on both White Day and Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's clever. Wait, doesn't that mean you also have to give them both on both days as well?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a lot of chocolate. What's wrong with the chocolate? It wouldn't have anything unusual in it, now would it?
I'll pass. I do not think I can eat this particular chocolate.
It doesn't look like you want to eat it, but why?
Well, would you look at this?
Happy Valentine. And, oh, what a pity.
Happy Valentine, nerd.
Sorry, not sorry, but I munched down that whole delicious pile of chocolate that was sent to you. Now that I've got my eye on you, that's the end of it. Just so you know, you're not getting your grubby mitts on a girl's chocolate ever again. Oh well, admittedly I did feel a little sorry for you, so I left just a smidgen of chocolate as a present. You better remember to show your gratitude to my merciful self. Actually, I was going to give you handmade chocolate, but I ended up making it so delicious that I ate it all myself. So I figured that this chocolate that I bought as ingredient was plenty good enough for you anyway. The Golden Witch, Beatrice.
Yeah, that checks out. Wait, does that mean she ate the Zepar chocolate?
Oh, fuck.
Well, I guess that just isn't my year, huh?
Please accept the lady's feelings as much as you can.
Well, sometimes chocolate can be useful as an ingredient, right?
Thank you very much. And finally, here's chocolate and a letter from Angie-sama.
Oh, yeah. Even from Angie? Oh, does she have, like, time mail?
To Oni-chan, I'm sure that even someone like you received a ton of Valentine's chocolate this year. A lot of it seems probably pretty suggestive, but don't get too excited about it. Unlike back in your days, it's not that uncommon for girls these days to exchange chocolates between friends like it's no big deal.
Oh, no big deal, huh?
So just because my homemade chocolate kind of resembles a heart, you better not be making any kind of weird, lecherous faces about it. From your dear little sister, Angie.
Oh. Aww. I'm starved for Angie and Battler doing, like, sibling stuff. You know what I mean? Give me the spin-off where they get to go hang out in an arcade for a little bit. That's all I want. Two more. We're almost done. Look at this. We've got two more. To Mount Purgatory, Sakutaro. Sakutaro awakens to find himself at Mount Purgatory. Just what trials await him? Oh, wow. Okay. Getting heavy. And arigato for 556. An old story of the Chester sisters. To everyone, thank you. Let's start with Sakutaro.
Alrighty.
Did they finally get him?
For tax fraud.
I know that's the most unimportant and irrelevant running gag in our series, but you know what? I love the idea that Maria has a imaginary friend who was just constantly on the lam.
They caught him for lying on his taxes.
I thought it was really funny at the time, but they didn't. Do I have to narrate this entire thing in Sakutaro voice? Because
do you want to?
It was really hey, he's got a really obnoxious voice, and I don't know if people want to hear that for that long. How long have I been here, I wonder? It seems different from when I awoke from my slumber, because this wasn't the warm futon or the basket filled with stuffed animals. I'm going to move this ever so slightly. Boop. It was bleak, and I could see the base of a rocky mountain.
Oh, is he in Colorado?
Damn, you're probably right. No grass is growing, a naked rock face. Who am I? Where is this place?
You are Maria's treasured stuffed lion, Sakutaro.
With that voice, I remembered everything. That's right. And the stuffed lion Sakutaro. Why am I here? Where is Maria? Is this the safe house? Okay, sorry, I forced that one. You know what? No, that's fine. I forced it. We can acknowledge it. We're done now. We can move on. As I remembered things one by one, I remembered my final memory. So what kind of place this was, I naturally guessed.
This mountain is Mount Purgatory. You are now at the base of it.
The witch Virgilia. One of the witches who gave me a soul. Oh, Miss Witch, I want to go back to where Maria is. If I don't go back, Maria surely won't stop crying. How can I go home?
If you arrive at the summit of the mountain, you can probably go home. However, that is a very terrible trial.
If I endure that trial, I'll be able to return to where Maria is.
You will. But it's too horrible a thing.
Oh, if I can go back to where Maria is, I'll do whatever is necessary. Virgilia told me how fearful the trial of Mount Purgatory was, but I am composed, because if that was the only path to return to Maria, I had no reason not to follow it. I, with a clenched fist grasping tightly cotton and cloths and seam, began to ascend Mount Purgatory. Are you gonna walk with us and guide us like Virgil? Is that what you're doing?
Probably.
Okay. It's the first rank, the place where the sin of pride is purified. Look. Oh, I think this is Virgilia.
Okay. Look, those who committed the sin of pride in their lives are forced to continue walking with a heavy stone on their backs.
Virgilia told me that hereupon the demons of Mount Purgatory would detect me, she said.
You have the sin of pride. If you don't purify that sin, you cannot go higher.
What kind of sin of pride do I have?
You have decided that without you, Maria will be helpless. For a stuffed animal, that is awfully conceited. You have a sin of pride. So here, until I say it's enough, you will continue to be burdened with a rock.
I had at the beginning probably thought that perhaps doing so for nearly 1 hour would be enough to attain forgiveness. I understand. I am someone who died. That is because I will be revived. There's no way to be forgiven so easily. I understand. Until Demon-san says it's enough, I will persevere. The heavy rock matched my size. No, I was assigned a stone. If I shouldered this thing, I would become dusty. But for Maria's sake, I had to return home as soon as possible. I picked up the big stone, together with the crowd of the dead. Forever going round and round, we continued to circle the first rank of Mount Purgatory. I had to return to Maria's sake. For Maria's sake, didn't I? Surely that wasn't wrong. I wanted to return to where Maria was. Oh, that was what made Demon-san mad, wasn't it? I'll do my best. Every day, without rest, I shouldered the rock and continued to walk around and around.
Sakutaro, you worked hard. Your sin of pride has been purified.
Oh, Demon-san, thank you. May I ascend?
Yes. Isn't that good, Sakutaro? Come, let us ascend.
Virgilia had the whole time waited for my trial to finish. In addition to that, for 2 years. I was so dusty that even if I washed with water, it wouldn't go away. Rather than a yellow lion, I'd become a brown bear.
Maria won't come to hate you if you're just a little dirty. Come, let's ascend.
Any chance I'll get to skip one of these?
It's unlikely. This is the second rank. It is a place where jealous people must walk around with their eyelids sewn shut.
Oh.
I was again called to a halt by a demon.
You have always been jealous of Maria's relationship with her mother. Until that sin has been purified, you will not be permitted to ascend.
Oh.
Certainly that might be true. When Maria would enjoy watching TV with her kind mama, I was on Maria's lap, but even though Maria only spoke with mama, I could not say that I was never jealous.
That is also my sin. I will endure this trial.
Because you're a stuffed animal, you don't have any eyelids, do you? So how about this? Let's pluck off the black fabric that makes up your eyes.
Ah!
The eyes that Maria praised as being so cute were plucked off in an instant. From the cut-up holes, it seemed as though the cotton inside might come spilling out. Cotton is precious. If I don't have it, I'll not become not fluffy and unable to please Maria. Pushing it in with both my hands, unsteadily while crawling along the rock surface challenged the new trial.
Damn, Sakutaro.
I mean, if I died and went to Mount Purgatory, I simply wouldn't have sinned. The second rank's trial also took 2 years.
You bore it well. Your sin of jealousy is purified. Come, let us restore your eyes.
The demon returned the black fabric of my eyes, which had been plucked from me, and sewed them back on. It was pretty shoddy. My face had somehow changed considerably, and so because for such a long time I'd crawled around, the white fabric of my stomach seemed to have become completely black and worn out. But I will persevere. I will definitely return home where Maria is.
This is the third rank, the place where the sin of wrath is purified. You, as a stuffed animal, have resented Maria and Rosa's relationship.
I'm beginning to notice a theme to all these.
Until that sin is purified, you will not be permitted to ascend. This is the fourth rank, the place where the sin of sloth is purified. You passed days with Maria enjoyably, stole both Maria's independence and her opportunities to study. You influenced her to be lazy. Until you purify that sin, you will not be permitted to ascend.
Those trials also took a long time to complete. At the third rank, in the middle of terribly heavy smoke while choking violently, I was made to pray constantly. Because it was smoky the whole time, I thoroughly stank of smoke. That smell would no longer come out. Maria hated the smell of cigarette smoke, so I'm kind of sad. In the fourth rank, I was made to run round and round the mountain. Because the demon chased me while raising a dreadful roar, it was very, very scary. Here and here, fabric got caught up on the rock and cotton was torn off. When I had been informed that the sin had been purified, I realized my right hand had, without my knowledge, been torn to pieces.
This is the fifth rank, the place where the sin of greed is purified.
Oh, I have constantly prayed that I wish to be loved by Maria, more than anyone else, and for always more than the day previous. That might be a sin of greed.
Yes, it seems like you understand. Here you will bow down to the ground and repent for that sin. This is the sixth rank, the place where the sin of gluttony is purified.
I think categorically this might be the one where I can't. I have all nights where Mario was alone watching the house, just we have a snack party, even though I knew that eating snacks before going to bed was bad. That's a sin of greed, I think.
Yes, it seems like you understand. Here before food, you will repent for that sin.
Because it was not okay to move compared to the trials up until now, I had thought it would be easy. But on Purgatory Mountain, if there was a day, there was also night. The wind blew, and if it rained, it also snowed. Sometimes boiled sulfur only rained down. While repenting for these sins for countless years, I became more and more worn out. In the wind of the rain, I had become completely black. Rather than a stuffed animal, I was closer to a dust cloth. Surely if you brushed your cheek against me now, I would not feel like a soft towel. Surely I would feel like a dust cloth after being wrung out. Completely stiff and dried up, there was no doubt. While being soaked by the rain and completely dried out by the bright sun, my left arm and both legs were torn up. My mane was black and torn apart. Even if no one told me, I would know that I had become a shape no one would recognize as a lion. And so I have finally arrived at the 7th rank and completed the trial. I had been guided by Virgilia, and since I had begun to ascend, more than 10 years had passed. I would no longer be seen by anyone as a lion. Far from cloth, I was the color of coal and was nothing more than a mass of scrap cotton. I completed all the trials, but I am very sad, because I felt that with this form, Mario would not know it was me. I was made by Mama, the only stuffed animal in the world. That's why the only one in the world who can fix me is Mama. So I knew from the start I had been destroyed by the same Mama who made me. Mama would probably not fix me. I purified all my sins, but I could no longer return to Maria as Sakutaro.
Sakutaro, you really did well. In place of going to heaven, you have been specially permitted to choose to have Beatrice use her magic to revive you once again in the world of humans.
Oh, considering how shabby I am now, I'm nothing more than a black lump of cotton. That kind of me, is he really Sakutaro? Would Mario really know that it's me?
Whether she will recognize you is something no one knows. If finding out is scary, you can also choose to ascend to heaven.
Sakutaro felt a little unsure about his final decision. The current me is not even a stuffed animal. I am only the grade of a dirty black lump of cotton. Even if I return to Maria in this shape, there's no way she'll know it's me.
Which will you choose? Heaven or the human world? Either is fine.
I've decided on my answer.
Maria might not realize that it's you, you know?
Yeah, I totally understand. I'm just gonna go to heaven.
Oh.
Take it. Yeah, I'm just gonna kick back. I'm good.
Oh, fair enough.
It's not about whether or not she'll know it's me. I want to be close to Maria. Even if she thinks I'm a dirty lump of cotton, that's fine.
Understood. Well then, let us entrust you to Beatrice's magic.
Back to Beatrice on Rockinjima? No, she is different. During your
No, she is different. During your trials, a new person inherited the title of Beatrice. You will be resurrected with that person. With a miracle caused by the endless magic.
I thought that might be one of the places this was going. Sakutaro slowly awoke. There was a smell of dust. Maybe a futon shop? It was not Mario's room nor Beatrice's mansion. He could hear someone's voice. He could hear the sound of someone descending wooden stairs. Who could it be? Will I be recognized as Sakutaro? And then will I be taken to where Maria is? I was mixed in with lots of other stuffed animals and continued to slumber. Yep.
Wow.
Man, I'm still glad that that's like the one thing I definitely got right, like hard read. Not even a read.
I wouldn't say the one thing. There's plenty of other stuff.
No, but that was like the first thing that really gave me confidence that this could be.
Yeah.
Like the after, because if y'all haven't, it's been a while. We finished the question arcs and then took a long break, and in that time we watched the anime. Someone told us that in the anime we learned that particular detail about what Angie sees in the fabric shop, and I was determined, like, okay, can I figure that out before then? And I did, and having that confirmed for me in the anime was really helped motivate me. Like, okay, no, we can do this.
We can figure it out.
We can figure this out if we work at it. So, yeah. All right, one more.
One more.
Story 15. Arigato for 556, an old story of Chester sisters. To everyone, thank you. Arigato for 556. The Chester Sisters Imperial Guards are supposedly a memorial troops corps formed in commemoration of the flight of the Red Dragon. However, that is simply a superstition, as the corps formation and operation had, in fact, been carefully planned by the Ministry of Defense. In 68, the Minister of Defense urged domestic military magic manufacturers to submit design documents for a new type of magical soldier for the Imperial Guard that could operate under the following specifications. I love the background choice here. These specifications were referred to as the 3F project. The 3 Fs to be achieved were namely first detection, first shot, and first kill. All of which are notably medals you can get while playing Halo in multiplayer. Eventually, 2 well-established companies, RAC and Chester, offered to design this new model of magical life form and submitted their respective design documents. RAC made impressive changes to the traditional M-Series model based on the Imperial Guard specifications, putting emphasis on the fighting strength so as to not tarnish the name of the Dragon King Pendragon's Imperial Guards. Shit, Saber's here? Son of a gun! She's just everywhere! In order to implement the 3 Fs, the model was made to specialize in overwhelming and independent offensive capabilities, being fitted with a tremendous capacity for onboard weaponry. As such, the model was to be capable of heavy firefighting even as a single unit and, at least based on the manual specs, a magical life form of such heavy firepower that it had the potential to rewrite the entire history of weapons. Ministers were so taken with the term single unit and heavy firepower that they very nearly gave a tentative offer to adopt the M-Series model just before the end of the selection process. However, can it wear a leotard? That's really the important thing here. Just judging by other character designs, that's
Does
really...
it have cute ears?
Cute ears are also important. On the other hand, Chester had instead decided to emphasize quick maintenance, operation, and deployment. Contrary to RIC's M-Series, the company proposed a Chester series model that was inexpensive, robust, mass-producible, and fast to deploy. To satisfy the 3Fs, single-unit implementation plans were abandoned at early stages. The Chester series models were implemented with individual specialized abilities and used coordination in order to cover matters of tactics. Although the argument for the implementation was sound, government officials were under the impression that the minister's intention was to have guardsmen worthy of the Dragon King Pendragon's personal Imperial Guard, and so the Chester series was not initially considered at all. That decision was about to be gradually overturned, however, as the state of military equipment in the heaven, the spirit world, and so on was facing changes. The spirit world, feared as the greatest military power at the time, had claimed overwhelming saturation attacks as their forte. However, another major player seeking to even out the military balance, the Heaven, rewrote military history in 71 by successfully constructing the Spirit Particle Combat System. The system would utterly suppress any kind of brute force type attacks reliant solely on military strength, budgets, and resources. With this, the figure of a lone, heavily armed hero soldier, as the epics of old used to depict and children used to aspire towards, had become nothing but the stuff of ancient fairy tales. Chester had been quick to react to this turn of events and decided to add anti-spirit particle combat capabilities to the Chester series. Thus did the most prominent feature of the Chester series, nicknamed Rabbit Ears, come to life. Wow, the Rabbit Ears are there just to be anti-spirit particles?
Yeah.
Wow, that's what they're for.
Yep.
That's what they're for. Well, then what's the tail for, huh?
I don't know.
Huh? Unlike the more traditional type of hardpoint equipment model utilized by RIC's M-Series, their armament was developed as a rapid deployment extra-dimensional weapon rack in specific response to spirit particle combat. Also in direct contrast with the M-Series, it sacrificed onboard equipment capacity in favor of specializing in stealth. Thanks to the efforts of the Chester lobbyists, the Minister of Defense made a substantial policy change in the same year and declared anti-spirit particle combat measures to be the utmost importance to the 3F project. That's not an F, that's like an extra. That's 3 Fs and an ASPC. And so the Chester series, which had been previously overlooked and stepped into the limelight in a single stroke. This was how the Chester series by Chester Corporation won the honor of being named the Memorial Order, formed a commemoration of the flight of the Red Dragon. So were born the Chester Sisters, who were the first Imperial Guards to go against the conventional idea of the Guard consisting of independent, heavily armed soldiers. As such, there were still conservative government officials and other stragglers who failed to grasp the concept of spirit particle combat and saw the sisters as nothing but cheap, inefficient, and unfitting for His Majesty the Dragon King, and lambasted them as mere ceremonial soldiers, going so far as to call them dolls. However, the design of individual units being dedicated exclusively towards specialization allows for both a low-cost manufacturing as well as a rapid operation and deployment of specialist units. It eventually became clear that by organizing the specialized soldiers on a mission basis according to their respective abilities, they could be used to deal with a wide variety of tasks. For example, head pats. Who's ready for the hard magic sci-fi? These individual abilities were a far cry from those that had belonged to the other heroic and heavily armed Imperial Guard soldiers. However, this squad of sisters, formed of specialized soldiers with their own areas of expertise, excelled in their results in this new era of warfare with every battle they fought. The word Sisters and Chester Sisters Imperial Guards eloquently speaks to the solidarity among the girls of this combat group. Chester 420 was created to specialize in sniping. She was fitted with an excellent firing radar, but due to her unique setting, she read the measurement results in an analog manner. All modern spirit particle combat is performed based on precise measurements. By all rights, there ought to have been no room for analog ideas to exist. However, the battlefield is analog, not digital. The possibility for unexpected circumstances outside of pure ones and zeros is always there. Chester 420 was a prototype specifically designed to excel in grasping that gray area. Early on in her enlistment, she was ranked quite low. During practice, her skills as a sniper were mediocre at best, and her particular personality didn't do her any favors either. Even on the battlefield, she did not fully link information from friendly troops, and interpreted them with her own ideas, giving her an evaluation as a rogue who didn't follow orders. However, after having been paired with Chester 45, who specialized in firing calculations, 420 began to distinguish herself in short order. Aww. Yeah. Go them. The following year, she dramatically blossomed into an excellent field sniper during a proxy war against a certain puppet nation. In just a single week after taking up her post, she had achieved a grand victory against the 34th Automated Giant Squadron, using an armor-piercing sniping bow from a range of 1,800 meters to cause decisive damage to 2 units and disable 1 unit's autonomous walking capacity. Her impressive military achievements kept only increasing in count from there on, and a year later she was promoted to Senior Designated Marksman. Her former instructor later reminisced that nothing had ever compared to the surprise of seeing her face at the promotion ceremony. Receiving the Golden Bow, said to be a symbol of honor to snipers, only further nurtured her talents. She was the fastest one to ever climb the ranks of the elite 10 snipers of the Chester Sisters Imperial Guard. Is what I've written here. It's nice to think that, thanks to 45's excellent support, 420's rare talents were allowed to bloom. As I told them this, giving the credit to both of them, 420 burst into a cackling laughter and told me this.
You know, 45 is such a stick in the mud that it's really funny to just ignore the data she's so desperately calculated when she immediately starts huffing and puffing about it, and yeah. 410 is always so mean. I'm really trying hard to get exact calculations. Don't just ignore them. That's so mean.
Which one? Who's always so mean?
420.
Right?
45. Your calculations are pretty ridiculous. Close enough is good enough, yeah. It's not good enough. Lately, you've been all over the place, and I've been extra careful because you made me so mad.
Let me write about Chester 45 as well. 45 was created specifically for the purpose of calculations in spirit particle combat. Calculations are meant to be ruthlessly exact, accurately determining zeros and ones with no room for error, and then to report the results. However, with her digital-esque measurements, 45 cannot fully interface with the units designed in the pre-war format. Coupled with her weak and easily intimidated character, she has no confidence in her measurement results. In a manner of speaking, as a measurer, she became the lowest of the low. Needless to say, her training record was poor as well, causing her peers in the Imperial Guard to entrust her with nothing but rear surveillance, treating her like baggage. As such, she was paired with 420, another nuisance as a sniper. The idea was clearly to put the troublemakers together. Although, seeing as this pair eventually went on to win significant military victories, you can never know what this world has got in store for you. I struggled for a long time trying to understand how this bizarre duo could be the amazing sniper combination that they are, but I believe I recently came up with a possibility. It's because this pair was driven by 420. Because of her frequent troublemaking and insubordination, she was often paired with people who would keep her in line, high-strung people to monitor her, or even senior soldiers. When she received an order from her superiors, 420 would enact entirely on her own whims, but obey the order, however half-heartedly. That way she was not acting independently. However, 45 wasn't strong-minded enough to keep 420 in check. For the first time, 420 was allowed to act independently and to demonstrate her abilities. Can it really be called acting independently, though? If you ask me, 45's timidness simply lets 420 act as recklessly as she wants. That's why, for a long time, I thought that the secret to unlocking 420's talents had to have been the fact that she was allowed to do whatever she wanted. That didn't seem to be the case, though. 420 finds teasing 45 to be hilarious, and so she likes to intentionally ignore her measurement data and perform difficult, eccentric shots. Yeah, that checks out. Her marksmanship is truly astounding, much to the astonishment and dismay of 45. It seems her reactions only serve to add to 420's self-satisfaction, further escalating her behavior and contributing to her military... So... The only reason she's as good at saving as she is because she knows it pisses off 45 to be that. She's like, oh, it'll really piss her off if I can make this even more difficult shot. 45 really dislikes being treated like a plaything. She's so meek and uptight that there is no end in sight to her one-sided harassment. This won't be a fair relationship for her. I have petitioned several times, in secret from 420, an alteration to their inappropriate pairing. Nevertheless, since the headquarters are well aware of the military gains this pair brings about, that petition will likely never be accepted. Typically, military gains are something for both members of the pair to boast about. However, although 420's eccentric suiting is obviously just showboating of her abilities, there are people who would even call it art. As such, the successes attributed to the two of them are accurately often credited to 420 alone, or actually often credited. Even 420 herself has spoken of them as her personal achievements. Even as meek as 45 was, she wasn't too happy about that. Shadowed by 420's genius talent, however, she would never say that out loud. As their superior officer, I could sense that to be the case, so I advised 420 to be a little more appreciative and grateful to her partner.
Without the link from 45, you surely would have failed most of your shots.
Oh, she's who's narrating.
Shouldn't you show a little more appreciation toward her? Yeah. Double O's started another lecture, yeah.
420 stared at me blankly like I was an idiot. I told her that 45 had her fair share of troubles, and a word of thanks from 420 would ease her mind. Looking a little indignant from hearing that, 420 spoke to me.
Double O doesn't get it, yeah. Sure, I act big and boast about the victories, but I've never thought of them as mine alone. The credit always belongs to the two of us, yeah. Is that so? Based on your usual talk and behavior, I wouldn't have imagined you thought of your victories as belonging to both of you, though. How rude, nya. 45 is my best partner. I've always thought that, and I always will, nya. Together with 45, we can do anything, nya. We're the best partners. I'll always want to be paired with her, nya.
With the way she was still smiling, I couldn't possibly bring myself to reveal to her that I had petitioned a pair change for 45.
So you're telling me that you actually really are grateful to 45? Of course I am, yeah. She's my partner after all, yeah. It's kind of pissing me off that you keep going on about it, yeah.
You know you don't have to say Nia at the end of every sentence.
What are you talking about, yeah?
Never mind. I finally understood the difference between the two of them. 420 isn't an obedient personality. She likes to exaggerate and twist the things she says. So from an outside perspective, her boasting of her victories seemed like she was talking about one of her own abilities alone. In actuality, though, she understood and appreciated the fact that without 45, none of that would have been possible. She had the highest respect for 45 as a partner and wanted her by her side forever. The problem was that her feelings didn't reach 45. 45 thought of herself as incompetent, someone to be derided by 420 and not much more. To her, all of her victories were thanks to 420's talents. And if 420 were only paired with a better sister, her military gains would be that much greater. So I told 420 that unless she shows her appreciation with words, it will not be communicated.
I don't want ya.
Okay, that was a little forced, but we'll allow it.
Why not? I appreciate it, thank you, whatever. It's kind of embarrassing, isn't it, to have to say it deliberately. It feels pathetic, nya. 45 and I are the greatest of partners, so at this point we understand it without even saying.
The feelings are already shared in form that's too complicated to put into words. Translating the feelings in your heart into words means diluting them. Having told me this, she ignored my advice to articulate her gratitude to 45. Because I'm blinded in my right eye and therefore inefficient in my specialty, reconnaissance, the final task assigned to me seems to be keeping this troublesome pair of snipers in line. 420, also aware of the blind spot on my right side, nimbly dodged my emotionally charged slap. Chester 556 was created as a prototype model of state-of-the-art weaponry, and as such, with great fanfare, she was installed in the Chester Sister Imperial Guard for field study purposes. Her specialization was squad fire support. Simply put, she was in charge of the heavy firepower. At the time, 420 was well known both domestically and abroad as a charismatic sniper, so putting 556 and her brand new weaponry together with her was thought to be a surefire way towards even greater military victories.
Squad fire support. Pretty excessive, yeah. Although our pair specializes in long-range firing, we're lacking in the ability to suppress a large enemy force simultaneously, closing in at short range. I guess she's supposed to compensate for that. Picking off delicious prey from long distance and then vanishing into thin air is our specialty, yeah. Fire support is unnecessary, you dunce, yeah.
420 was saying that they had no need for a newbie who would only get in the way of their shooting. For 45, who surely thought of herself as a hindrance as well, those words only added to her emotional scars. But 420 simply and honestly thought that they didn't need an outsider to butt in on the perfect pair. That was herself. And 45.
Yeah.
I understood what was on both their minds, and the uncomfortable situation made the old scar on my ear act up, make me scratch it.
Do you read me, 556? Are the preparations ready? Who was 556? Did 556 ever have a voice?
So 556 is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not around. Yes, this is 556. I'm ready. Thank you very much. 556 was standing in the outdoor shooting range. It was time for the first demonstration of the state-of-the-art weaponry. At a glance, 556 seemed to be on pretty much the same wavelength as 45. Meek and polite. So just like with 45, her compatibility with 420 would probably not be all that great.
Target, blue area group. 45, commence analysis. Understood. Commencing terrain analysis and error correction. Data link to 556. Yeah, come on then. Show us what you've got.
Data link from 45. Target identified. My thanks. Commencing attack. 556 drew a crude, large lead bow. Didn't even have a fraction of the elegance of the golden bow that 410 and 45 used. Firepower is not proportional to elegance, though. In direct contrast to 556's gentle atmosphere, the lead bow spat out a swelling lead serpent toward the 10-odd targets standing in a row, and like a lead serpent would, slithered under the targets as if licking and tasting them, and then cut them down sideways, crushing them into tiny pieces. It was nothing like beautifully sniping and piercing the opponent's weak point with a single golden arrow. It was something completely different. A terrifying strike that overwhelms the opponent by engulfing them with dozens, if not hundreds, of swelling lead arrows. We couldn't help but stand in awe of the merciless offensive power of this new type of weaponry. Okay, but can it shoot through a keyhole? And then I suddenly realized something. This overwhelming firepower would, for certain, set 420's rivalous heart out of light. No doubt about it. And with the same certainty, it would end up causing me more headaches, I suppose. Never mind about the supposing part. Yep, 420 is picking a fight already. Oh, my poor head.
Not bad, yeah.
Thank you. It was all thanks to 45's data link.
Not at all. At this distance, 556's firing radar alone would have been plenty to target it.
But with your data, the firing was successful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
556 had a calm demeanor and a gentle way of talking. She had another peculiarity to her as well, her tendency to fill her conversations with thank yous, indiscriminately expressing her gratitude. Every time she responded to something, she would end her sentence with thanks.
But it lacks beauty, yeah. There were just 15 targets to pierce, and your lead arrows went and tore into them like that. Punching a hole in the middle would have been enough. Now each one of them is shredded to pieces. Shut it, 410. Beauty or lack thereof makes no difference in the middle of war. Stop nitpicking 556's shooting. 556, pay her no mind. 420 has a bit of a duplicitous side.
Not at all, 00. Thank you. And thanks to you as well, 410. You're right. Even a war such as an uncouth way of fighting is unacceptable. Thank you for telling me that. Even when 410 was clearly just looking for something to fault, 556 simply smiled gently and thanked her. Were my skills as great as 420 and 45's? I believe I could carry out my missions causing only minimal pain, by piercing exactly what I aim at and avoiding any unnecessary injuries or incidental victims. But all that I can do with my violent shooting is just to ruthlessly crush my opponent. I believe that mercilessness is inexcusable, even on the battlefield. Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah.
Despite how hard she was trying to pick a fight, not even 410 could have imagined being thanked like this. Afterwards, when she'd had time to collect herself, she went back to picking fights about various things, with 45 desperately trying to patch things up as she went on. Every single time they would be met with a delightful smile and a response that ended in thanks. These exchanges kept repeating themselves until 410 finally declared,
This kid's nickname is now Thanksy Bunny, yeah.
and stormed off. This seemed to completely sour 45's mood. 45 then went after 410, who had walked away sulking.
Thanksy Bunny is a terrible nickname.
Not at all. I never would have dreamed of being given a nickname by a teammate on my first day. It's an honor. Thank you very much.
Why do you say thanks so often? Is there a meaning behind it?
A troublemaker like 410, in order to show just how much of a troublemaker she was, unconsciously raised that question. For example, like with her tendency to end sentences with "nya." But the way 556 did not see her as a troublemaker, and like with her insistence on thanking everyone, saw past her words to their literal meaning, was interesting to me. That's when 556, for the first time without thanking me, told me something. I'm strong. I even received excellent marks from the Chester headquarters test team. But none of that is reason to be conceited. I had teammates supporting me from the sidelines so I could get those high marks. And for that reason, I'll always be thankful for those close friends who supported me.
I feel like boiling the dirt under my fingernails and making 410 drink it.
But I had some doubts over whether that gratitude was really reaching them.
Doubts?
Yeah, I'm grateful to everyone, but unless I tell it to them, they'll never get to know it if it happens that I don't get to meet them again. They would probably think for the rest of their lives that I wasn't grateful to them, even though I really was. We're soldiers of the Chester Sister Imperial Guard. Though regardless of who we are, there will inevitably and suddenly come a day when two people will be able to talk to each other for the last time. When that unexpected day comes, even if you thought you'd try to hastily convey all your piled up gratitude, you can't do it anymore. At that time, how would they feel about me? I think that would be sad. There are many countless people I felt thankful to, but... Oh. That's, the boss lady.
There are many
00.
countless people that I felt thankful to, but I haven't told that to anyone. So even if they think that I'm not thankful to them, that is no fault of theirs.
And if the opportunity to clear up that misunderstanding were suddenly lost forever one day... Oh, was that her? They would forever keep thinking of me as ungrateful, cold-hearted girl, wouldn't they? And I would forever keep regretting it, wondering why I never once managed to convey my gratitude. Surely my feelings will eventually be communicated. Using words is boorish? We understand each other so well we don't need words anymore? I've come to hate things like that. That's why I'm always frightened that whoever I'm with, that meeting might turn out to be our last. Even as I'm talking to you like this, 00, I wonder if today is our last day together. So I'll never again want to miss an opportunity to convey my gratitude, by always adding thank you to whatever I was talking about. So, for listening to this story, thank you. I guess we understand the meaning of the story now. It was indeed a sad story. If 45 were to suddenly disappear one day, 410 may forever regret that she couldn't communicate her feelings of appreciation to 45. 45 as well may be forever wrapped in sadness that 410 never said a single word of thanks to her, despite the fact that 410 really was honestly grateful for her. So that's why I want to thank you too.
There's no need to thank me.
Huh?
As the leader of this squad, I will not leave anyone behind. I won't hear nonsense like that from anyone. That includes you too, soldier. Throwing around all these thanks like you're prepared to leave our squad at any time is incredibly disrespectful. Anyone who dares to display such cowardice will be severely disciplined, you mark my words. Welcome to the squad. You're part of the team now.
Thank you very much, Double O. Chester 556 reporting for duty. From that day on, the personal guard of Lady Maria had 4 members.
Until it had 3.
Until it had 3. When you get the chance to say thanks, will you skip past it? You will skip past it. Wow. Hopefully wow, ready to ruin the moment there, SK. Anyway, say thank you to people when you mean to say thanks to them.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
For watching this.
I don't know how I'm going to cut up these episodes because they kind of timed out weirdly. But,
yeah.
Oh, hey, we got a new title screen for, postscript. This is the last of the souvenir. I'd be happy if you could join. Okay.
Okay.
Well, maybe, hold on. There are various types of fragments. Infinite possibilities exist within the cat box. Perhaps if you stick your hand inside, you can still find plenty. But for now, many fragments have gathered here. If there's a fragment you still wish to see, I hope you continue to search for it. Jump into the cat box and search the endless possibilities. If you're courageous enough to hunt for the fragment you wish for, you consider yourself one of us. My companions will call you a Voyager Witch. Land witches can only sit by beach and wait for fragments to flow towards them. But we, on the other hand, are different. Go on a voyage through the sea of fragments into the cat box. Find a fragment undiscovered by anyone and put it in your pocket. But be aware, fragments aren't the only thing found in the sea. A number of forgeries created by false authors also drift here. Some are humorous, some are shocking, while others are sensational and will make you shudder. It's a privilege of ours that we can gather fragments like these which will never reach land. On the contrary, we can also come up with new forgeries and cast them into the sea as well. If with some luck our forgeries reach land, then the witches sitting at the beach might scramble over them. It's very amusing to think about. There seem to be many witches who enjoy creating forgeries rather than searching for fragments. Beatrice's game has already ended, and the board has been closed. Even so, there are witches still seated in the audience who won't get up and give their applause. Are you a land witch waiting for fragments to flow from the beach? Or maybe you're a Voyager Witch. Of course, I don't mind either way. If we could reunite somewhere, it would be nice to be here in the Sea of Fragments. Now then, this souvenir is at its end. Farewell, land witches, and you too, Voyager Witches. Let's meet again sometime in the future.
Hey.
Aw, that's a nice little coda.
Ryukishio7 says, write fan fiction.
Wow, I wouldn't know anything about that. Definitely not something I'm working on. Never mind that though. Oh, that is a nice little coda.
Yeah.
We're not done with Umineko miscellaneous stuff. Just
There's
so you know.
more?
Yeah, there's more. There's at least one other thing I'm planning on having us do.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that, at the end of this, that we really have it all tied with the bow as nicely as we can. So, that'll be it for this episode. But will it be it for everything? Probably not. No, there's probably going to be a little bit more. So we'll see you then.
Whenever that is.
Yeah.
Somewhere else on the Sea of Fragments.
Somewhere else. Oh, I like that phrasing. Anyway, bye.
Peace.
Yeah.